D2 Word Life here with Heidenreich's friend Riptides.
Yes, Heidenreich. And fuck yourself for making me relive this goddamn horrible show.
Well, it wasn't all horrible, but we'll just see how horrible it was. Today we
It
are
was a horrible show. The angle of the show was horrible.
Yeah. Today we are reviewing the 2005 Judgment Day, which took place on May 22nd, 2005, from Minneapolis, Minnesota, at the Target Center with an attendance of 12,000, and it was a SmackDown branded pay-per-view.
It was a Target Center. Where was all the clothes then?
God damn it, you and the Target freaking store joke. Oh, speaking of stores, did you know that Staples actually sells Staples?
Yes.
You know what that means, right? Let's go to Dick's. I'm just... Anyway, off topic, that's funny. Off topic here. Shout out to the Sunday Night Heat match that took place before the pay-per-view, and that was Nunzio defeating Akio in a singles match.
No.
Anyway, Michael Cole and Taz were the commentators for this event, and the opening package for the show started out hyping the Eddie Guerrero.
And
Hugo and Carlos were the Spanish announcers.
Yes. Hugo Savilovich.
Yep.
If I pronounced it correctly.
Yep, and and the mat in this play, and here's a little side note here before we get to it. The Undertaker, who was a SmackDown Super brand exclusive superstar at this point, actually was on a 2-month hiatus at this point. That's why he didn't appear on the show.
Yeah.
Apparently at this time he was taking time off because his wife Sarah at the time was actually due to give birth to his second child. At that point, that's why he wasn't on the show.
Well, that night she was literally giving birth. They were in the hospital.
Yeah, we all know the story about the first one he had with her from the last review. That's why I feel like I should bring that up. Not that that's my business. That's just explanation of why he wasn't on the show for so long during this time period, if anyone wondered. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, the opening package for this was highlighting the main feuds going into it, which was Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio's feud, JBL and John Cena's feud for the main event,
and the god-awful feud between Booker T and Angle.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that one when we get to that one. That one was distasteful in so many ways. You thought the Katie Vick angle from the review we did last week was bad. This one, I believe, is worse or on par with that one.
Worse. By far.
But anyway, the first match on the card was the WWE Tag Team Championship on the line. It was M&M, which was Johnny Nitro and Jerry Mercury with Molina defending against Hardcore Holly and Charlie Haas.
Yep.
So the match started off with Haas in control of Nitro, and then at some point Hardcore Holly got the tag and he went and he chopped both of them to hell. That would make freaking even Gunther blush, right?
Bodacious Bob Holly.
But then after a little bit, the champions got back in control. After freaking Holly tried an Alabama slam, but the referee was distracted, allowing allowing freaking Nitro to kick Hardcore in the face, thus putting a stop to the move at one point.
Yep.
And of course, the whole time the fans were chanting Eminem sucks, or because they were the heel tag team coming in here.
Well, yeah.
So yeah, and then after some back and forth, Haas did manage to nail a dive over the top rope onto both members of Eminem onto the floor. Right? I thought that was pretty impressive. Yeah, and they got back in the ring, and Haas looked like he had the match won, but the referee was once again he was knocked out at one point for this one.
Yeah.
Which allowed Eminem to come back in the end and hit a freaking snapshot double team move, their finisher for the win. And Mercury and Nitro retained the championships here.
Yep.
So what's your thoughts on this opening tag match? I only pointed out like some of the I didn't go through the whole match like I usually do. I just point out some of the ones highlights to me for this one. But your thoughts on this one?
Haas and Bob Holly should have won. Haas literally freaking beat them to a 10 count, yet the ref was freaking being distracted by Nitro.
It's like, yeah, but that was to be expected with any Eminem tag match back then. They were heels, obviously doing their jobs. I just didn't. And I know Eminem were a new tag team at this point. They were the tag team champions, defeating Guerrero and Mysterio to win those titles like a month prior. And I know they were trying to establish themselves as a heel tag team with this championship defense here, with a successful title defense, which I believe they did, so they did their job. Just didn't feel like a pay-per-view worthy type match, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Could have been a match you could have saw on SmackDown, honestly, if we're being honest here.
Yep.
But, they did their job. It was an all right way to open up the show. That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Yep.
Of course, talking about a match that probably would have been better off on freaking SmackDown, the next match on the card was Carlito versus The Big Show. And this
with Matt
Morgan on the outside for Carlito's side here. And this whole short rivalry came up when I guess Big Show refused to be Carlito's bodyguard at the time.
Yeah, because he was trying to get Big Show to play second fiddle to him, and Big Show at that point wasn't taking second fiddle to anyone.
And then Big Show supposedly ate a rotten apple, and they had to literally use a rotten apple spoils the bunch.
Yeah.
And then the following week on SmackDown, which was a go-home SmackDown before the show, that's when Carlito introduced Matt Morgan. And then he and Carlito proceeded to have a 2-on-1 beatdown of the Big Show, leading into this match.
Yeah.
To say that Big Show was dominating most of this match is an understatement, but before we get into that, Carlito did cut a promo before the match. Anyway, Carlito was cutting a promo pretty much saying that the people in Minnesota was not cool at that point.
To say Matt Morgan was different.
And then he said, yeah, Matt Morgan is different. He's bigger, powerful, and stronger than any of you will combine here.
Well, he had to suck up to Matt because Matt Morgan was getting pissed off when he kept saying, oh, he's different.
Yeah. But anyway, Big Show came out afterwards. The match started, and to say Big Show was dominating Carlito is an understatement.
Carlito was running like a little bitch.
Yeah, and then when the Big Show got a hold of him, kept freaking.
Unlike nowadays, it's still kind of the same way that he is. So.
And Big Show even slapped Carlito a couple times in the corner, and even Michael was like, "That's like taking a frying pan and hitting yourself in the chest with it."
Yeah, an iron skillet.
Yep. Yeah, but then the referee went down again. Oh yeah, by the way, in that tag match, the referee didn't go down; he was distracted. That's what. But anyway, It was this match where the referee went down a crucial part in the match. And right when the Big Show looked like he was gonna finish freaking Carlito with a chokeslam, Matt Morgan actually came in and hit Big Show with an F5, looking familiar.
Don't forget, Carlito kicked Big Show in the nuts.
Oh yeah. Before that, Carlito was a dick to Big Shows, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
And of course, yeah, Big Show freaking did stagger back up and actually attempted a chokeslam, only for Matt Morgan to come in and hit Big Show with an F5 while the referee was down.
Well, he hit him with a big boot to the face, and then did the F5 after Big Show bounced off the ropes.
Yeah, Matt Morgan hitting an F5. I think they were just taking the piss out of Brock Lesnar, who left literally a year earlier.
Yeah.
And then Morgan then put the referee back in the ring, and then Carlito went for the pin and actually beat the Big Show in this matchup due to heavy outside interference.
Yep.
So, your thoughts on this short match? If I'm being honest, it was a short match.
It was more like it could have been on SmackDown than on the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but either way, Carlito did win this matchup, but it wouldn't be long because it was right after this event, shortly after this event, that they had the 2005 draft, which, remember when the draft actually meant something? And both Big Show and Carlito would be drafted to Raw anyway. At that point.
Yeah.
So, here's the part of the video now, after we get through those two matches, where we got to talk about a certain video package that popped up. Despite the fact that it wasn't the next match, it was the match following this one. But we got to talk about it anyway because of the backstage angle that happened.
Yeah.
After the Carlito Big Show match, they did air the freaking storyline package, hyping Booker T and Kurt Angle's match, and Jesus Christ, that was cringe. I don't even know if I can even go into detail on it because of
assholes.
I don't even know if I can go.
What was WWE thinking at that point of putting a rape angle?
I don't even know if I can go into detail what the storyline was heading into this show because we are doing this for our YouTube video. So let me see what it all.
Like I said, what was WWE thinking at that point when they put a rape angle into there?
Yeah. Okay, the feud started out because both men screwed each other in a number one contenders match using a steel chair. Angle started it first.
Yeah.
And then instead of promoting this match as both men want revenge on each other because of the whole elimination match fiasco, they decided to go another route.
Let's just say Angle took it to a very extreme that would not be acceptable nowadays. And let's end it at that.
Yes. No, we can go into more detail in case those who fortunately never seen this. We gotta talk about it. We're fair. Let's just say later on during the storyline, Angle blatantly said on camera, "Booker T, I want to do it with your wife.
I want to dominate your wife."
And when I say do it, it only means one thing. You either did it or you didn't do it.
Shit.
And then during one portion of the show, Booker T did Booker T did fight Angle in a match, only for the match to go into no contest when Angle ran to the back, went into Booker T's locker room where Sharmell was, and shut the door, insinuating that he was raping her.
Yep.
Until Booker T came in to stop it, only for Angle to freaking attack Booker T from behind in the locker room.
Yeah.
And then Angle had to do a, quote, apology to Booker T and his wife for his actions, which he did, only to go back and pretty much say that, oh, she was screaming because she wanted more.
Yep.
And he insisted that Sharmell was the one that was doing the funny business to him down there.
Yes.
And then he pretty much, and then the storyline video package ended with Angle saying, "At Judgment Day, Book, I'm going to dominate you. And then after the match, I'm going to dominate her as well."
Yep.
And then Booker got so pissed off looking at it, he kicked the TV off the stand.
Yeah.
Which is what I felt like doing after freaking reliving this shit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh, and
why do you think I said very horrible Angle and fuck you for making me relive it, you stupid son of a bitch?
Oh, and
you know what I wanted to do when I first saw that? I wanted to throw a fucking shoe through my damn TV when it first showed up on there. I'm like,
why are we even doing this? You're like, I mean, how are you going to explain when you're, man, say you got non-wrestling for, say it was 2005 when this was going on SmackDown, and say, and hypothetically speaking, say your parents at the time did order this pay-per-view for you and your friends to watch, and this Angle pops up. How are you going to explain this to your non-wrestling friends? They'd probably look at you weird and be like, you're actually into watching this? It'd be one of the times where I'd be ashamed to be a wrestling fan, honestly. Wouldn't you say so?
Oh, I watched it with my friends. And even my friend found this Angle fucked up.
Yeah. Of course, years later, when Kurt Angle was actually talking about this, he even said that he hated this feud.
Well, him and Booker T, because they had an interview on, I think, a podcast or something like that,
where they both said that they hated the storyline.
They literally asked them, "What did you guys think of your match in 2005 at the pay-per-view?" And like, no.
They're like, the storyline sucked. Both of them hated this storyline.
Yes.
And Angle even said at the point where he hated the storyline so much, if he could go back and do something different for the feud, he would. Just to erase this fucking crap, which made him look like a predator. Right?
It made him look worse than a predator.
Yes. Made him look like a grapist. If I'm being honest here.
A grapist?
Gotta say, for YouTube, everyone knows what the hell I'm talking about.
It made him look like Mr. Herbert when he was going after everyone, all the little kids.
Now is not the time for you to do the Herbert voice. Even though that's Family Guy, I do not want to hear it right now. God damn it! And thank God freaking Family Guy is an animated show, because if it was like with real actors, that'd be the most awkward shit ever to see.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're talking about a TV show. We're not talking about anything real life here when it comes to that.
Family Guy wasn't really based off of anything for real life anyways.
Exactly. But then after they showed the freaking Lost. Oh yeah, and let's not mention the whole, Angle did go off and say that Sharmell was a,
BITCH.
more like a gutter you-know-what.
Well, yeah.
And that's important because after that video package was aired, Booker T and Sharmell were in the locker room. Booker getting ready for his match. Then there was a knock on their door. It was a delivery for Sharmell. And
she thought it was from Booker.
She thought it was from Booker T, and it was just more mind games played by Angle when she revealed a pair of handcuffs with a note that said "Gutter, you know what" on it.
Well, also lingerie.
That too. And then Booker T was like, "That's it. I'm storming out."
She thought that the lingerie was from Booker,
which it
so
wasn't.
She's like, "Oh, honey, how thoughtful." He's like, "What's this shit?"
I didn't buy this crap. Right?
Yes.
And then the reveal of the freaking handcuffs with a note on. I'm just like, well, this is more mind games from Angle. This is fucked. Then Booker was like, that's it. I ain't waiting for a match. I'm going out there I'm going back there to whip his ass right now. And then he just left the locker room, stormed all pissed.
Yeah. And that's where they cut it off.
Yeah, but we'll get back to that in here in a minute. The next actual match on the card was for the Cruiserweight Championship when it was Cruiserweight Champion Paul London defending against Chavo Guerrero. How can we talk about this Cruiserweight match after what we just spoke about?
Remember, it's Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Well, Chavo Guerrero Jr., everyone already knows that from this time period.
Because his father was Chavo Guerrero Sr.
Yep. But Chavo Guerrero, at the start of the match, Chavo Guerrero did freaking hit a backbreaker on freaking London, and Chavo Guerrero was actually targeting London's injured ribs.
Yeah.
Pretty much trying to weaken him up so he couldn't do his 450 splash from the top rope.
Yeah.
But at one point in the match, London did manage to get Guerrero down to hit a 450 splash, only for Chavo to get his knees up. And pretty much had London nail him and land on him ribs first. Thus causing more pain to his already injured ribs at this point.
Yeah, but he also at one point did a cannonball off the damn top rope.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Guerrero was once again back in control after that. After London got a 2 count, right?
Yep.
At one point. Yeah, and then at one point, like you said, London did do a freaking cannonball dive on the outside to Chavo Guerrero. And of course, and then Guerrero. Yeah, and then Guerrero also, and it was, yep, and then, then after that, they got back in the ring. Guerrero then hit a suicide dive to take out London once again. And then afterwards, Chavo decided to try to do some more damage on London onto the top rope. I guess he was trying to attempt either a power bomb or a gory bomb from up there.
Gory bomb.
Which London reversed after hitting a back body drop from the top rope. And then London did hit his 450 splash to win, to get the pin and win and retain the championship.
Yep.
But anyway, your thoughts on this Cruiserweight title match?
It was a good match. It was pretty fast-paced for what it was.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, it was all good. Anyway, we go back. And then after the match, we go back to the locker room area where Booker T was. Where Booker T was looking for Kurt Angle around the back, including running into including asking Funaki where he was.
Well, he ran into where they would do the promos. He wasn't there. Then he ran into the medical office
where Funaki
he was asking all of them and where Funaki was. And Funaki's like, Booker, I don't know where he is.
And then he ended up walking by a guy that was taking a piss. I don't even know why the hell they had to show that.
Yeah,
You couldn't even tell who the hell that was.
Billy Kidman in the other bathroom.
Yeah. Yeah, saying, where's Angle? Because I haven't seen him. Then he went up to Bob, the Hardcore Holly, and Shannon Moore in the back.
Well, he went up to the other guy that was back there. I don't know who that guy was. Was in the locker room with Bob Holly, Shannon Moore, and Charlie Haas.
Saying, hey man, we haven't seen Kurt Angle. It's like, we'll see you, we'll let you know. Only to cut to Charmel in the back in her locker room. And yeah, this one took a dark turn one last time.
Yeah.
Let's just say we found Kurt Angle.
Find you anywhere.
Yeah, pretty much.
Not creepy at all.
Yeah, he goes, yeah, and then, Angle at that point freaking went up behind her, freaking put his freaking hand over her mouth on top of her on the couch, be like, I can find you anywhere, anytime, anywhere. Right when he looked like he was about to force himself on her, some more music played, indicating that the next match was Angle and Booker T, by the way, and he goes, after I'm done dominating your husband, I'm coming back here to dominate you.
And he's like, oh, that's my music.
And I'm just like, what kind of bullshit's this? God, that just made me want to rip my eyes out. Why, so I can figure out what I just saw.
Also, Taz and Michael Cole, literally, Michael's like, I know I have to be impartial, but I hope Booker T beats his ass.
Exactly. And you know what? But like I said, this is an angle this is a storyline you would never, ever see today. The backlash would be huge if they even tried. Am I correct?
Yep.
Yeah, and then after Angle came out of the ring, Booker T came out to his entrance theme, holding those handcuffs from earlier that we talked about. And then Booker T, right when the bell rang, Booker just immediately started beating the hell out of Angle, going the aggressive route early.
Yeah.
As we know. And Booker T was in control for the most part during the start of this match, and even freaking Michael Cole said, yeah, what did Angle think he was going to be? You think he was going to be in a straight up wrestling match? No, this is a fight. Right?
Yeah, no, that was just straight up fighting because Booker T was literally pissed.
Yes. Yeah, but then Angle did manage to fight back after hitting Booker with an uppercut.
Well, you think Big Show was dominant. Fucking Booker T was dominant through that whole half of the fucking first of the damn show.
Yeah, and apparently Angle got back into control when he hit Booker with an uppercut and then slapped Booker into a headlock. Of course, that was temporary because Booker broke free and hit a hip toss on an Angle after he broke free with a hip toss, and then Booker then drove Angle throat first into the top rope, followed by a low drop kick. Angle was bleeding from the mouth, but at this point, I didn't give a shit, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then at one point, Angle did hang Kurt Angle up onto the top rope and then hit a scissors kick on, which sent Angle out to the outside of the floor. Right?
Yep, on his surgically repaired neck.
Yep. Yeah, but then after that... But then Angle actually reversed Booker T by gaining momentum back by when he whipped Booker T face first into the steel ring post. Then Angle was in control once those two went back into the ring, with some knee lifts followed by uppercuts to Booker's face. And then he tried to pin Booker T after a suplex, only for a count of 2, as we know. Yeah, and then Booker did manage to battle back. And Booker T later on actually gained some momentum with a flying forearm, followed by suplex for another 2 count, this time for Booker T, right?
Yep.
And then Booker hit a standing sidekick on the Angle, taking him down as well after that. I mean, the crowd was really into it, hoping that Booker would actually win this and kick Angle's ass, right?
Yeah.
Of course, Booker at one time just tried to go for a scissor kick for Angle to move. Thus, Booker didn't connect the move. But Booker did manage to hit the bookend, despite Angle getting out of the way of the scissors kick, only for another 2 count. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then Angle hit a belly to belly and a belly button release suplex for a 2 count. And then Angle was actually gonna go for an Angle slam near the end, which Booker rolled into a small package pin. But here's where it gets really fucked. I guess Angle was supposed to kick out of the small package pin to continue the match, but the referee counted 3 because Angle didn't kick out in time.
Yeah.
Which confused everyone, including the 2 participants. But then the referee just rang the bell and said the winner of the match was Booker T. And upon replay, Angle's shoulder was down for the full 3 count. Thus meaning the ending of the match was botched, but at that point, Kurt Angle didn't give a shit about the match ending being botched. Because either way, I think the original plan was for Angle to lose anyway. Send the fans home happy with this crappy storyline, obviously. But then after the match, Angle went to beat down Booker T some more, and then tried to handcuff Sharmell to the ring post, only for Booker T to intervene. And Booker T himself handcuffed Angle to the rope and started whipping the hell out of Angle in the corner, right?
Yeah.
And then Sharmell came up to a handcuffed Kurt Angle, bitch slapped him many times, and then ended the whole segment by kicking Angle in the balls.
Take him in his angles.
Yep, pretty much that's what happened.
Yep.
And after that, freaking Kurt Angle was just happy that the whole Angle was over with, that he can just move on to something else. And even he calls this the worst storyline he's ever been a part of.
Yeah.
Ugh. So your thoughts on this match?
Good match, bad Angle.
I mean, the storyline was shit. The ending was botched, but everything before the botched ending was alright. Spot on, okay. I don't even know what the original finish of this match was supposed to be, but I don't even think Angle or Booker T really cares at this point to discuss that.
Nope.
Probably would have ended with freaking Booker T winning with either the buck in again or a scissors kick anyway. That's just pure speculation. We don't know for sure, but that's just my best guess on this one. All right.
Yeah.
And then after the match, they showed boxer Roberto Duran in the crowd. The one who's famous for sitting in the corner during a fight saying "No Moss," otherwise known as "No More" or "I Quit."
Yes.
And then after that, they briefly did Taz's Key to Victory for the Cena JBL I Quit match, which the last one was obvious. Don't quit. Oh, no shit. Oh, no shit. Oh, no shit. If I want to win an I Quit match, of course Doc Obvious don't quit. Am I right? So we go on to the next matchup, and it was for the United States Championship, as Orlando Jordan defends against your boy Heidenreich.
Buckwheat.
No shit. And of course, the only reason Heidenreich got a freaking U.S. title match is because he defeated Orlando Jordan in a non-title match on the Go Home SmackDown before this event.
Yep.
And of course, after Heidenreich made his entrance, he was like, I need to go find me a friend. Who wants to be my friend? And I'm just like, we know Riptidz wants to be your friend.
What? Heidenreich was a good character.
He sucked.
He was a good character.
But yeah, he ended
I liked his character, okay? He come out marching and just the freaking Heidenreich just moving his arm.
It's bad I could see you walking in Walmart doing that.
And all you hear is, Heidenreich. Heidenreich.
Okay, if I was at Walmart and I'd turn around and I see you walking toward me doing that freaking goddamn arm move, I'd be like, you son of a bitch. But yeah, freaking during this event, freaking Heidenreich did point out a kid named Alex, who's now, if you look at the current timeline, would be about our age now.
Yeah.
Yep, and then he plays her on a chair at ringside, read her a disaster poem, which I'm not even going to quote.
Well, he asked her if he wanted to hear one of his disaster pieces, which is his poems.
It's like, yeah, and I guess you can call all my videos disaster pieces.
Well, his poem was saying, Orlando Jordan or OJ was like a rascal from his head to his feet, and I like to call him buckwheat.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And I'm in a championship, and Heidenreich is in a championship fight for the United States title, and I get something with all those Heidenreich chants.
Oh yeah, and can you imagine if WWE were actually crazy enough to put the U.S. title on Heidenreich at the time? Holy crap! Holy crap! All hell would have froze over. All right.
Well, yeah. Well, I still like the character of Heidenreich. It was funny as hell.
But this match started off with Jordan in control when he whipped Heidenreich into the turnbuckle 2 times and kicked. Yeah, and then Jordan kicked freaking Heidenreich in the head, putting him down. All right.
Well, no, it started when Jordan kicked Heidenreich in the head when he was trying to get into the ring, from the middle rope.
Yeah, and then Jordan was in control for the most part. Even was going out there and trash talking the freaking kid.
He was in control of the whole match.
Yes, and even freaking Michael Lott pointed out, yeah, big man Jordan talking trash to a freaking 10-year-old. Right?
Yeah.
And then Heidenreich got the advantage back on the outside when he was doing that. And of course, then freaking Jordan tried to get back in control, but Heidenreich no-selled it. Fighting back with a couple punches, and followed by 2 clotheslines and a back body drop that sent Jordan back across the ring, right?
Well, I'm surprised you still hadn't said, oh, he no-sold it like you did in the game.
Yes, he no-sold it like you do in 2K. Goddamn, when you start no-selling shit, I'm gonna call you, goddamn, you got the Heidenreich power. After this match, but even then it didn't do him any good. Of course, freaking Heidenreich did a big boot boot to the face by Heidenreich, or boot to the face onto Jordan, right? But of course, Jordan kicked out. Of course, Jordan got back in control with a swinging neck breaker on the Heidenreich, which got him a 2 count, but then Jordan then tripped him up against the ropes and then hit a DDT on the Heidenreich, and Jordan actually won with a DDT finisher to retain the championship. And of course, after the match, the kid went to the ring and try to get freaking Heidenreich to do the freaking Heidenreich march once again.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened in the segment. Your thoughts on this Heinrich-Jordan U.S. title match? Because, to be honest, it's not the greatest U.S. title match I've ever seen.
It's not the greatest. It's there. But it would still been funny if Heidenreich would have won, though.
Just like with the tag title match, I felt like it was just there to be there, and we really shouldn't be saying that about championship matches. And there was no way in hell that Heidenreich was going to win, but it would have been funny if they actually pulled the trigger on that.
Yeah. But it was so funny as hell when he called him buckwheat.
Yep. Of course, it wasn't all bad for Heinrich, because Heinrich would become a tag champion a few months later with the Road Warrior Animal, so there's that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Orlando Jordan would be champion for U.S. champion for a few more months before he would lose it in quick fashion to a controversial superstar who we also talked about in this channel, but the event where that happened, we'll get to it when we get to it.
He lost it to Chris Benoit.
Yes. But we'll get to that event when we get to that event in the future.
Yep.
Now, thinking about, and the kid that was at ringside, now that she's in her late 20s, early 30s, I wonder what she thinks about now looking back at this event. She probably says, God damn, this event was garbage.
Well, she got to keep the disaster palm, though.
She probably has that thing framed. Who knows at this point, right?
Yeah.
But to me, I wasn't really into this matchup. It just felt average, like you could see on SmackDown, not pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah.
Of course, after the match, Josh Matthews backstage interviewed JBL, who had the WWE Championship version previous to the spinner belt, the one they used from 2002 to 2005.
Yeah.
Proclaiming that he was the true champion, that he was going to make Cena bleed and make him say, I quit. All right?
Yep. Which we all know didn't happen.
Yeah, and JBL said even these fans can quit with him. Al Cena could run for the governor of friggin' Minnesota. They'll vote for anybody in this state. Which got a big pop because we know Jesse Ventura was the freaking governor of Minnesota at one point.
Yeah.
And JBL ended the little interview with saying that he is a wrestling god.
Yeah, he ain't no wrestling god.
Just like you ain't no Fortnite god.
First I said Fortnite Jesus. Thank you very much.
You ain't no Fortnite Jesus. Of course, the next match they did after that, for the semi-main spot, was Eddie Guerrero taking on Rey Mysterio now. I have to say, let's talk about the video package before this. I like the story that they were telling with these two. Eddie Guerrero doing one of the best heel turns of his career at this point. And that freaking promo we cut on Rey Mysterio still talked about today.
Yeah.
With his first heel promo after he attacked Mysterio a week prior and left him laying in a pool of his own blood after that suplex under the steel stairs. Right?
Yeah.
And Eddie pretty much said that think about your, if you come back, think about your family, Ray. Think about your wife. Think about your daughter. Think about your convict son, Dominic.
Think about Aaliyah. Think about Dominic. I don't want to take away their papa.
Think about your children, Aaliyah, and your convict son, Dominic.
Your boy.
That ain't my boy.
That's your boy, the Wish.com version of Eddie Guerrero.
I mean, that ain't my boy. He's not even Rey Mysterio's boy. He was Eddie Guerrero's boy.
Yeah.
We'll talk about how that story develops into that in another video.
I think it was shortly after this event that they did the whole
Dominic getting involved with the storyline.
Yeah.
But pretty much Eddie was saying
child case thing.
Yeah, and in that promo, Eddie Guerrero pretty much said that. Eddie Guerrero said to Rey, "You come back at Judgment Day, I'll have your life," while he stomped on Rey Mysterio's ripped up mask with his boot.
Yep.
And honestly, I believe that freaking heel promo is still one of the best heel promos I've ever heard today. Now, that's how you get over with heat, right? And yeah, I think they did a good job with the video package hyping up this match too. For anyone who hasn't seen it, they gotta go see it.
Yeah. Or if you don't have Peacock or WWE Network on Peacock or whatever, you can look up the promo on YouTube.
Yeah, you can look up the promo and possibly video package for this match on YouTube as well.
You can. I was just letting people know that if they didn't have the Peacock or the WWE Network for Peacock, which I don't have, I just have regular Peacock. Yeah. But I can still watch wrestling on there.
Yep. So yeah, Eddie Guerrero made his entrance with his newer updated heel theme, the one that started off with the cell phone ring. You know what I mean? The one, the Can You Feel the Heat theme.
I actually like that one where his heel theme.
Yeah. And at the time when that went off, I wonder how many people thought that their cell phone was ringing. And they realized, oh, it was just the start of his theme song. Okay. And of course, Eddie Guerrero, who was the heel at the time, came out. Fans were booing the hell out of him. There was no lowrider. He was just walking out the ring with a serious look on his face.
Yeah.
No dance around. Of course, I noticed some fans were still cheering him when he was up on the turnbuckles during his entrance.
Yeah.
And some other fans, before Rey Mysterio's music hit, were actually bowing to Guerrero.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, everybody would probably do today, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Of course, Rey Mysterio walked out. Rey Mysterio then came out. He was looking also very serious, but he also had his ribs taped, selling the injuries from the attack by Eddie Guerrero a number of weeks back.
Yep.
So even Rey Mysterio was great at selling. You are not.
Go fuck yourself. Just because I beat your ass with Eric Bischoff.
We don't talk about that.
We talk about that because you keep bringing it up.
Of course, when the match was about to start, Rey Mysterio did go Eddie Guerrero in by not attacking Guerrero immediately, right?
Yeah.
So Eddie Guerrero was on the outside of the ring. Rey was just in the ring, just doing his poses. Of course, then Rey did turn his back and was facing the turnbuckle, and that's when Eddie decided to try to sneak up, only for Rey to turn around and be like, "Gotcha, bitch. You can turn your back on a man like Eddie Guerrero." Right?
You turn your back on a man like Eddie Guerrero, you're fucked.
And of course, after a brief stare down between those two, freaking the slap started, and Guerrero and Mysterio were just brawling each other, right? To start off this match, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then freaking but then Guerrero took over with a kick to Mysterio's ribs, right? Mysterio selling those ribs, right? And they are going, and then Yeah, and then freaking those two went to the outside where Guerrero sent Mysterio into the steel steps at ringside. And then Guerrero followed that up with sending Mysterio's shoulder first to the ring post and hit Mysterio with a spine buster on the announce table.
Yep.
A couple times, right? But the table never broke. Right?
Yeah, well, the announce table was supposed to break, but it was, I guess, made well.
Yep. But yeah, those two came back to the ring where Eddie Guerrero remained in control with a belly-to-back suplex on Mysterio, and then Eddie Guerrero then slapped the abdominal stretch submission hold on Mysterio as well, furthering damaging those ribs even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Rey Mysterio tried to get some off, tried to freaking make a comeback, only for Guerrero to counter whatever offense Mysterio was trying to do into an inverted powerbomb for a 2 count. Right?
Yeah.
As we know. And of course, at one point, also after that, Guerrero tried to do the half Boston Crab on Mysterio, but Mysterio reversed it with a Ninja-Guri kick. That stunned Guerrero, and both men went down for the count of 9. I've never seen a match where a double down happened where the referee actually counted 10 and the match ended in a draw. Have you?
Yes, I have.
Not counting a last man standing match, obviously. Right?
No, I have.
Yeah, and then Guerrero later on after that, Guerrero did manage to do a Boston Crab submission hold on Mysterio, working those ribs even more. And of course, Mysterio did try to get to the ropes, only for Guerrero to reverse into an STF submission hold.
Yep.
But despite the pain that Mysterio was going through, Mysterio did manage to grab the rope. Of course, Eddie Guerrero then tossed Mysterio on the outside of the ring, sitting him by throwing him under the bottom rope. Which Mysterio was known for taking bumps like that chest first on the outside of the ring.
Yeah, because he'd always do that baseball slide.
Yes. And of course, freaking at that point, I believe. Yeah, and then freaking Guerrero Guerrero did freaking expose the bottom half of the steel steps by taking the top half of the steps off. Looked like he was going to try to suplex Mysterio on it again, but Mysterio countered it. Right?
Well, Eddie wanted to do the same thing that he did, but more vicious with just the bottom step of just suplexing him into it. And Ray freaking said, no, hell no.
Of course, Mysterio then freaking shoved Guerrero into the steel ring post 3 times to break free of Guerrero's grasp.
Yeah.
And then Mysterio did hit a 619 on the ring post. The back of Eddie Guerrero, right? Which I thought that was kind of unique. We really don't see that very often.
Nope.
Yeah, and then they went back into the ring and they exchanged more punches for a while, followed by clothesline. These two were just going at it, right?
Yeah. Well, because Eddie was saying, oh, I think of him as my brother, my La Familia.
Yep. And then Mysterio did work over Guerrero with punches after hitting a seated senton off the top rope for a 2 count. Right.
Yep.
Yeah, and then Guerrero managed to. It's like, yeah, and then Guerrero then freaking was leaned up against a turnbuckle with Mysterio charging out, but Guerrero got out of the way, which Mysterio hit the ring post with his shoulder, thus giving Eddie the advantage. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then both of them went up to the top rope, and Guerrero hit Mysterio with a superplex off the top rope for a count of 2. And then it was at this point that Michael Cole decided to bring up the fact that yeah, the reason Guerrero was doing this because he cannot beat Rey Mysterio. Because in their previous outings before this one, every single time Mysterio would get the win.
Yeah.
Then Eddie Guerrero attempted to do his three amigos vertical suplexes, only for Mysterio to avoid being suplexed for a third time. And then he sent Eddie into the middle rope, which Chavo Guerrero then came out to distract the referee, right?
Yeah.
This was near the end of the match. Eddie went to go grab a steel chair to use on Mysterio, but then freaking Mysterio reversed Eddie's momentum with a dropkick into the ropes, hitting Guerrero with Eddie with a 619. After he dropkicked freaking Chavo out, right?
Yep.
Then Rey Mysterio went for a springboard attack on Eddie Guerrero, only for Eddie to nail Rey Mysterio midair with a steel chair, which the referee saw make this referee calling off the match in a disqualification win for Rey Mysterio.
Yep.
And then after the match, Eddie Guerrero went Super Saiyan on Rey Mysterio and just kept hitting him in the back with a steel chair repeatedly over and over and over again. Until literally the top of the chair looked like it broke.
Yeah.
And the reason Eddie did this, he signified that Eddie signifying that this rivalry ain't over. Which, it was far from over at that point.
Yeah.
So your thoughts on this match?
That was a good match. Brutal as hell.
And honestly, even though I don't like DQ finishes, they fell flat. This one actually worked for the sake of the story.
And it was right after this event, I remember that when Ray brought his wife, daughter, and son.
Or should we say Eddie's son?
Yeah, and then Eddie was going off, being weird, and then went off and was saying, "Oh, Dominic's not your kid."
You know that whole story, right?
Yeah, and then that was when we were introduced to the Karen.
Yeah, the Karen, the OG Karen, which was Eddie's wife, Vicky Guerrero.
Yep. Which also brought into light Eddie's and Ray's wife's past.
Yep. But then, of course, after the matchup, other officials and backstage agent actually had to check on Mysterio in the ring and actually help him to the back, one of them being Finlay.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, familiar face, there you go. But then after the matchup, the main event was next. It was John Cena defending the WWE Championship against the recent former champion at that time, JBL, in an I Quit match.
Yep.
Which the video package they aired for this match showed John Cena defeating JBL to win the WWE Championship and all the events that led up to this one, including John Cena telling JBL, yeah, there's a lot of truth to you. You don't quit. That's why I'm challenging you to an I Quit match at Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And of course, the match was on. JBL actually came out in his limo, carrying the previous version of the WWE Championship to John Cena's belt, the one that they called the Undisputed belt for a little bit before just the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
The design they had from 2002 to 2005. You know, the one that was held by Kurt Angle, Lesnar, Guerrero, Taker, that one, yeah?
Yeah.
So yeah, JBL was carrying that, but it had John Cena's name on it, while John Cena came out on a friggin' like big-ass flatbed truck that had like turnstiles on it with his entrance theme playing mixed with DJ scratches, right?
Yeah.
And and obviously this was the first pay-per-view that John Cena was defending the spinner version of the WWE Championship that they used from 2005 to 2013.
Yep.
How that spinner championship lasted 8 years, I don't know. And seriously, this is just me, but when I see the spinner championship, I think of two people. I think of John Cena and the man who held that belt the longest, which was CM Punk.
Yeah.
You know, with that particular design championship, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Michael Wall had to give out the fact that this was the first time in 6 years that the WWE Championship was contested in an I Quit match. Considering 6 years prior to this, the I Quit match between The Rock and Mankind happened. God, that's going to be a rough one to review. You're right.
Didn't we already review that?
No, we didn't review the Rumble of 99 yet. But I already know. What we're going to be doing for the Rumble when we get to that one in the future, because I'll be thinking of a bonus match to review that happened after the Rumble. But we're not talking about the 99 Rumble. We're talking about the main event of Judgment Day 05 here.
Yeah.
Anyway, the match started off with some wrestling, with a little bit of regular wrestling back and forth between JBL and Cena, including freaking JBL hitting Cena with a DDT, and JBL literally tried to cover John Cena in an I Quit match, which the ref was like, nope, that's not how you win, right?
Yep.
And then Cena ended up having an armbar submission hold onto JBL, which JBL reached the ropes, and the ref goes, I can't break it. It's no DQ. I mean, Cena could have that freaking hold on you for 20 minutes while you're grabbing the rope. It doesn't matter. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then those two were on the outside of the ring, and this is where the real freaking action happens. It's like they were on the outside of the ring. They went to the outside of the ring, and they were on the outside after John Cena hit a back body drop followed by a clothesline that sent JBL over the top rope onto the floor. Cena then sent JBL onto the steel steps twice to the steel steps, right?
Yeah.
And of course, JBL got back in control by whipping Cena over the barricade into the crowd and then hitting a neck breaker onto the floor, right?
Yep.
Of course, the initial camera view that they had for that missed the neck breaker. Even freaking Taz thought it was a DDT, only for the show to replay of a neck breaker, right?
Yeah.
Different camera angle. Of course, afterwards, JBL and Cena were back over the barricade to the ringside area. And JBL told Cena to say, I quit. Which, right then and there, the referee rang the bell because JBL said, I quit right there. No, I'm freaking kidding, but can you imagine how disappointing it would have been?
Yeah.
If that was actually the case, right?
It would have been funny as hell, though.
Yeah, and at one point, JBL did freaking go up to the timekeeper and choked Cena with the timekeeper's belt that he took off the timekeeper, right?
Yeah.
And Cena refused to quit here. Yeah, and then a little later, and a little bit afterwards, JBL actually had Cena up on the announce table saying, say I quit right now, or your ass goes through it, when they were on the announce table. Only for Cena to respond with, kiss my ass, and just backdrop JBL through the table. Spanish announce table.
Yeah.
Which, it looked like freaking JBL actually landed ass first on one of the monitors, or at least his spine got smashed in by the table leg support. A little bit, that bum looked nasty, right?
Yeah.
And of course, Cena was in control when he tossed JBL over the announce table. And Cena was actually posing with the fans, right? Right. Only for JBL to come back and freaking hit Cena in the head with a steel chair.
Which busted him open.
We thought last week's main event was bloodied with The Undertaker gushing blood. This one, I believe, was worse. Because, yes, we know it was a blade job, but this blade job looked like it was too deep. I'm sorry to ruin the illusion, but we all know that's what happens, right? We don't need to play dumb, right?
Yeah.
Because when they panned the camera back to Cena, he was bleeding profusely from his head, and he was bleeding down his chest.
The steel chair, instead of doing what it's supposed to do, it cut him open worse than what it was.
I mean, shit, there was blood pouring all down Cena's chest, too. His chest looked like a freaking goddamn highway map.
Yeah.
That looked nasty, right?
Yeah.
And of course, JBL followed this up by hitting Cena in the head with a steel steps. And then they got back there, and then JBL wanted Cena to quit, and he hit Cena in the head with a microphone a few times, which Cena refused to quit. Yeah, and then JBL was hitting these stiff clotheslines all over Cena into the ring, and at this point, the ring canvas was starting to be painted with Cena's blood. Right?
Yeah, unlike you, if you got hit with the microphone, you would have quit.
Yeah. And at one time in the ring, even freaking goddamn JBL was like, "Just give up, you punk ass bitch, or give me my title back, my punk ass bitch." That's what he said, and then that fired Cena up, and Cena actually did battle back. Right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then after Cena got the momentum back, JBL didn't manage to freaking get out of the ring and did the whole "you can't see me" and gave freaking Cena the one finger salute. Saying, "That's it, I'm leaving the ring, I'm done." Right?
He gave him the American bird.
Yes. Yeah, but then
he tried to get into his freaking limo.
Yeah, but then freaking Cena went after him, and they went to go fight back. They went to go fight near where JBL's limo was parked. And then Cena actually whipped JBL into the window of the limo, which the window broke. And then those two were battling all over the freaking hood and the roof of JBL's limo, which resulted in Cena being put down with another neck breaker on the hood.
Well, he also broke the damn door of the limo.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. And then those two were on the top of the limo, which Cena ended up suplexing JBL onto the roof of the limousine, which JBL then got down and opened the freaking limo door. The back limo door was like, "That's it, I'm going to escape Cena by getting in my vehicle."
Yep.
Only for Cena to grab JBL and whip him into the freaking door twice before breaking the door off himself. Right?
Well, also after slamming the door on him.
Yes. Of course, JBL did manage to battle back by grabbing a piece of wire that was sticking out of a TV and choking Cena with it. Right? And the ref was like...
Well, the wire wasn't... It was coming out of the TV, but he yanked it out of the damn cord port, was trying to choke Cena, and Cena just reversed him, threw his ass into the TV.
Yes. Yes. Yes, he was like, "No, not gonna quit." And then freaking, yeah, like you said, whipped JBL with the cord into the dang TV. And when that spot happened, all I can think about was Freddy Krueger's line that said, "Welcome to prime time, bitch." And of course,
I bet JBL saw Freddy Krueger.
and of course, freaking after that, JBL was busted from ear to ear, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then I went, and then near the end of the match, JBL and Cena were actually fighting on that one, like on that freaking tow truck that John Cena or flatbed that John Cena came in on, including more shots to the head with microphones and stuff. And then JBL was actually tried to choke Cena out again with wire. What the hell is up with JBL trying to choke Cena? He was going. That was like most of his weapon offense throughout this whole match.
He was choking the Invisible Man.
Yes. How can you choke something you can't see? Only for Cena to battle back by hitting JBL in the head 3 times with a microphone, and then sending JBL flying into the table. Right?
Yep.
And by this point, both JBL and Cena were bloodier than hell. Looked like they'd gone through a damn war. Bad, because they did. Then Cena didn't manage to freaking... Yeah, and then Cena managed to take like an exhaust pipe, a huge steel exhaust pipe, off the truck. Looked like he was going to hit JBL with it.
He threw him into the freaking board of the damn Titantron thing.
Oh, where the CO2 tank was before the table spot? Yeah. That went off. That could have ended badly.
He hit him with the CO2 tank.
Yes. Yeah, but that could have ended badly too. If that tank was full. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Cena did manage to grab a huge steel exhaust pipe from the dang truck.
Well, also a CO2 tank from the truck fucking launched off there.
Yeah, that's the part where I'm saying that could have been bad, right?
Yeah, because it launched right into the audience.
Yes, but thankfully that didn't happen. And of course, freaking, like I said, Cena managed to pull a huge steel exhaust pipe from the side of the truck. Said they want to fight. And he looked like he was going to hit JBL with it, only for JBL to scream, I quit, I'm done. Right?
Yeah, even though he was saying, it takes, once you quit, it takes a power, another man takes control of your soul.
Which that means John Cena, in JBL's theory, has control of JBL's soul. And of course, JBL only did that to avoid being hit with the freaking dang exhaust pipe, which Cena proceeded to do anyway, sending JBL through the freaking Judgment Day glass set that was at the entrance stage. That was at the entranceway. And That's how the match ended. And then CM Punk not CM Punk. God damn it, I have that goddamn name in my head. Cena with both belts at the end posed with him on the top rope to end the show. Bloody and all. Yep. So,
JBL's are like, I'm smart. And Judge is like, fuck you.
Fuck you, you're going to get hit anyway. Right? So your thoughts on this violent, bloody main event I Quit match?
It's not much better than the event previous to that.
Yeah. Honestly, out of the I Quit matches that Super John Cena competed in, this one to me is obviously the best one.
Well, this is also where he freaking literally claimed the I Quit match as his own.
Yes.
Because he's never quit.
So, yeah, I think it was a worthy main event. It was obviously the match of the night compared to the other matches that were on this show.
Yeah.
With the Guerrero and Rey Mysterio match being, like, the second best on the show.
Yeah.
In my opinion. The rest of the matches were just awful. In my opinion, I mean... Whether the match was awful or the match was good, but it preceded an awful storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now, here's the part of the show review that we give our star ratings for each match from this event. This is going to be fun.
That's it.
Eminem, which is Mercury and Nitro, defeating Charlie Haas and Hardcore Holly to retain the WWE Tag Team Championships. I would say that's about 3 out of 5. It seemed average to me.
Maybe a 2.5.
Yeah, fair enough. Carlito with Matt Morgan defeating the Big Show in a singles match. 2.
Yeah.
It was really short, and it was mostly Big Show dominating before getting screwed. I give that about a 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
Cruiserweight champion Paul London defeating Chavo Guerrero to retain the Cruiserweight Championship. 3.5 out of 5.
I'd just say a 3.
Yep. Booker T defeating Kurt Angle in that singles match that had the botch ending. The match itself, before the botch, I would give about maybe 3.5 out of 5.
The whole angle, I give
the
negative.
Storyline itself, I give a rating of T as in trash. Right next to Katie Vick. Down the hell it goes. Am I right?
The angle, I give negative 500. The match, I give about a 4.5.
Yep.
Because the angle was distasteful.
No, fuck that. Fuck my trash bin rating for these terrible storylines. No. If any storyline comes across that's that horrible, I'll just be like, the storyline rating, I give straight to hell. This one's in hell, right next to Katie Vick.
Yeah.
Orlando Jordan defeating Heidenreich to retain the United States Championship.
2.
1.5. There really wasn't much of substance here for me to enjoy for this match. That's why I say 1.5, but you say 2, so it's about the same ballpark.
I liked it because of his Heidenreich poem.
Yeah.
And when he called him buckwheat.
Rey Mysterio defeating Eddie Guerrero by disqualification in that singles match that they had. Despite the disqualification victory, it made sense to tell the fans, hey, the storyline's going to continue. So, and they had a great fight and a great brawl before the ending. So, I would give that about 4.5 out of 5.
I give it 4.25.
All right, fair. And the main event being John Cena defeating JBL in an I Quit match to retain the WWE Championship. I give it 4.75 stars out of 5.
5.
Yeah, I'm trying to be fair. I can't rate every big bloody main event a freaking 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
But this one's close enough. We got 4.75 stars from me, which is close enough. What drug it down for me just a tiny smidge was just, it could have used, a little bit more oomph. And what I mean by that is it could have been JBL not using freaking cords so many times. But that's just nitpicky. Other than that, it's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you would think after the first 2 times, JBL will be like, I'm not going to use wires to try to choke him out because it's not working. But that's just my view. It's just nitpicky, but other than that, it was a great brawl. It was a great bloody brawl to be with. So that's why I gave it about 4.75 stars.
Yeah.
So, my overall grade for Judgment Day 2005, mixed together in one package. I would have to say it's a really low C grade.
I'd say low B.
Yeah, the only reason I say it's a low C grade is because of the strength of the whole Guerrero Mysterio match plus the JBL John Cena main event.
Yeah.
Like, truly, those are the only 2 matches that you could go back and watch and be satisfied with. The other ones you don't really need to see because you're not going to be missing anything.
Yeah.
And especially if you want to avoid that freaking goddamn storyline between Kurt Angle and Booker T, I wouldn't recommend watching that. Right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that was our thoughts about the 2005 Judgment Day pay-per-view. So, and I know, and you know what? We didn't even get to. It's like, so we don't even get to pick what our next review is because this Sunday we're going to be uploading. This Saturday we're going to be recording our thoughts about WWE's Bash at Berlin pay-per-view. And that'll be uploaded Sunday.
8 a.m.
Yeah, and that'll be uploaded either later Saturday or the next day on Sunday.
Yes, and the pay-per-view is at 8 a.m.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Which is more like probably 9 or 10 because of the pre-match.
Yeah, time difference. Yep, and the pre-show. But I know the next time when it comes to a classic pay-per-view on this review channel, I know it's your choice, Riptides.
See?
So, what are you going to do? You're going to tell everyone what your event is now, or are you just going to wait till the end of the Bash at the Berlin show?
Let them wait in anticipation.
Oh, God. Lord help me, because I don't even know. This could be bad, because he's going to be looking for revenge. With that being said, I will talk to you all later.
Doses.